I speak by experience here of being a freelancer for many years, but also through the experience of working with many freelancers. I would say that securing gigs is one of the things that creatives struggle the most with. Many freelancers, many creatives self-identify as introverts, so they experience a lot of anxiety around selling their services and connecting with people and starting conversations. So the idea of cold calling, cold emailing, of doing client outreach overall seems very daunting and is one of the things that they neglect first. Welcome to Open Studio Podcast, space for lettering artists, illustrators, and creatives who are determined to thrive in their passion. I'm Martina Flor, and I've been through the ups and downs of building a successful creative business. From struggling to make ends meet to achieving my dream of becoming an award-winning lettering designer, I've learned valuable lessons along the way. Now, I'm here to share those lessons, strategies, and tips so that your journey can be smoother. Whether you're looking to turn your passion into a career or want insights to boost your creative business, this podcast is your guide. Join me on the Open Studio Podcast and let's make your creative dreams a reality. Hello and welcome to another episode of Open Studio. I am your host, Martina Flor, and today we are diving into a topic that is very important for anyone starting in the creative industries, as well as those that are already established as freelancers or graphic artists, which is how to secure new gigs, how to secure new assignments. And this episode is relevant for you, whether you're just beginning your journey or you are someone who has been in the business of freelancing for a long time and are looking to expand your client base or to get new assignments. I'm going to provide you with 3 tactics that you can use to get new assignments. And this episode is part of a series of episodes that are leading up to the launch of my upcoming book, which I'm really excited about, and I cannot wait to share with you, and it's going to happen at the end of July. The book is a roadmap that everyone can follow to master a craft, monetize their skills, and build and scale a business doing what they love. This book is very special because it also has a very special approach. This is from the perspective of my editor, who told me, "Hey Martina, I love this new, fresh approach to speaking about the business of creativity using a story." So the book uses a story, the story of Mary, and showcases the conversations between Mary and her mentor, who helps her leave a job that she despises and build a career doing something she really loves. So she walks her through conversations and through mentoring. She walks her through the process of building that container, what I call that container, to do the work she loves. And not only that, she helps her scale that business and hire help. So stick around because I'm going to give you all the details about the book launch that is happening at the end of July. And it's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. And the strategies that we'll discuss today are not only beneficial for beginners. So if you're looking to have or land your first assignments, these strategies are relevant, but they're also relevant for those that have been in the business for a while and are looking to get new work and strengthen their income and get more exciting work coming your way. I speak by experience here of being a freelancer for many years, but also through the experience of working with many freelancers. I would say that securing gigs is one of the things that creatives struggle the most with. Many freelancers, many creatives self-identify as introverts, so they experience a lot of anxiety around selling their services and connecting with people and starting conversations. So the idea of cold calling, cold emailing, of doing client outreach overall seems very daunting and is one of the things that they neglect first. So once they get an assignment, they are happy because they got this assignment. They are, of course, focusing on the creative work, which is what we creatives love the most and is one of the reasons why we started freelance business in the first place. So they get the assignment, they focus on the creative work, they stop doing client outreach, which they were weren't doing much of because it's something they don't enjoy doing. And once the project finishes, so you're finished with your artwork, you deliver the work, you invoice the work, you start worrying about getting new clients because you haven't been doing client outreach, and suddenly you find yourself with no work to do. So I always recommend, and I will probably create an episode about this, I always recommend to systematize the client outreach process so that is not the thing that first consumes most of your time, and second is not the thing that you neglect once you are hired by someone, once you get that assignment. We will touch on that on another episode, but for today I want to help you, or I want to give you 3 strategies that you can use to either kickstart your career, get your first assignments, or land new opportunities if you are already working as a freelancer. So the strategy number 1 is tapping into your network, which is one of the most overlooked opportunities for freelance work. I know for a fact that many freelancers are not reaching out to their network. In fact, many people in their network, call that family and friends, don't even know that they're freelancing and what kind of work they do. So if your family and friends, people that know you, love you, care about you, don't know what is it that you have to offer, they will not recommend you to other people. And who do you think people that loves you and cares about you will recommend to someone first? So if they know someone who needs someone like you, they will recommend you first because they already know how great you are and you will be the first person that comes to mind. So never overlook the potential that there is in your closer circle of friends and family. So one thing that you can start doing is first tell everybody which kind of work that you do, what is the kind of work that you do. Tell them that you are freelancing and that you're actively searching for work and collaborations, and start by reaching out to these people, the people that you already know. This could be former colleagues, former work colleagues, classmates, acquaintances, friends, family who may need design services or who may be connected with people who need design services or graphic services or creative services. And here's what I want you to do. The first people you want to reach out to is, if you're working as an employee, I want you to reach out to your current employer. Or if you used to work for someone, I want you to reach out to them and tell them about what you do and what you can do for them. So first, your current employer can give you freelance gigs if you are still employed. But if you are a freelancer and you work for other people in the past, they already know you. They already know how great you are at the work you do. So reach out to them, reconnect with them, and offer your services. I remember that when I was transitioning into my full-time freelance career, I was, one of my first gigs was from my previous employer. And not only that, I continued reaching out to other employers that I had in the past, and I got work from them as well. So this is a valuable source of gigs. So previous employers is a valuable source of gigs that you should tap into if landing gigs is what you want. Furthermore, reach out to families, reach out to family members, reach out to friends, reach out to your closest circle and try to identify opportunities for you to offer your services to them. And I know that a big objection of many freelancers when I recommend them to do this is that, normally friends and family, they won't want to pay for your services. But what I always say is that if you never charge them, they will never pay. And that's what happens most of the time with freelancers, that they are afraid or they are shy to charge friends and families for their services. And if your family and friends pay for their bagel every morning, they will also understand that you need to charge for the work you are delivering. So don't be afraid of having those conversations. Don't assume that because you're doing work for family and friends, you will be doing that for free. So if you never charge they will never pay. Remember that. So if you start charging and you state your fees up front, they will be willing to pay for that. And they have the extra benefit that they will be working with someone that they trust and that they know already that will deliver the work. So that is the strategy number one, tapping into your network. And the number one person or institution that I want you to tap into first is your current or previous employer. Reach out to them, tell them which kind of work you do, start conversations with them, and find opportunities to help them with the services or products that you offer. Strategy number two, leverage your existing clients. And this is also very much overseen by most creatives. So normally many creatives, they work on a job, they're happy about executing that job. And once the job is finished, they invoice their job and that's it. Now, I want you to think of every client that comes your way as a relationship that you will continue nurturing. Your existing clients are your strongest asset because they have already hired you. You will likely have given them a great experience and result. And if you haven't, you need to improve your experience and result so that they will continue hiring you. And when it comes to securing gigs, they are your warmest leads. They are already, they hire you once. And if the result was positive, they will hire you a second time. So they have already experienced the quality of your work. They trust your capabilities. They know you. They don't have to do any administrative onboarding. Some companies need to do. They need to take you on board as freelancer. You need to fill in forms. They don't need to do that anymore. So it makes the whole relationship frictionless. So remember to stay in touch with previous clients and offer additional services. So if you have created a logotype for a client, think about what other things this client may need. Do they need to apply their logotype onto their branding? So keep in touch with your existing clients and offer additional services. So there are two things that you need to do when it comes to building a relationship with a client and making sure that client relationships leads to new opportunities. Number one, when you finish a project, you deliver the project, hopefully with a great experience, with a great result. You invoice that project, and next, you want to ask for feedback and a testimonial. So how will you know if you have delivered a great project and if the project was successful if you don't get feedback from your client? This is the number one thing that you need to do in order to make sure that you improve your experience every time. So you want to ask for feedback from your clients and you want to ask them for a testimonial. So if they had a positive experience, they will be willing to give you a testimonial. And the testimonial is something that you want to include in your portfolio and your website. Testimonials are very powerful to help you gain new clients and engage the clients that you already have, because they are putting into words the experience of working with you, and that already is a big step into solidifying that relationship. So you want to, when you finish a project, you want to ask for that testimonial so that you can use that testimonial to get new assignments. And the thing number two you want to do is to ask for referrals. Referrals means that client refers you to new clients. And what you can say, you can do it in an easy way. You can say, listen, I love the work we did together. I love working for clients like you. So every time I finish a project, I ask my favorite clients to refer me to other potential clients. Do you know any brand or company who could benefit from this kind of service or product that I offer? That's all. And they will tell you, oh yes, I know this guy, I can make an introduction, or you should reach out to this person and tell them that I referred you to them. And that gives you already a few directions in which you could go to get new assignments. So never forget about these two things. First, asking for feedback and for testimonials. This helps solidifying the relationship with the client and also improving your client experience, which is paramount to continue to stay in business. And also ask for referrals. If they had a great experience with you, they would try to recommend you to a lot of other people. And if they can do it right away, that is great for you. And never forget, stay in touch with your existing clients. Don't think of clients as something that you do once and it's done. Think about the fact that you have gained them into your client base and now you need to nurture that relationship. That means like keeping in touch with them, sending them a card every year, sending them something so that you stay top of mind in your client's head. So don't forget about this. Think about your clients as with whom you're building a relationship. And when you're looking for new gigs, leverage your existing clients, connect with them, try to start a conversation, go for lunch with them. Let's move on to strategy number 3, which is partnering with a service provider. So collaborating with service providers can really open doors to a lot of opportunities for you and expand the client work that you do and also bring clients in bulk. So that means that you are not doing client outreach on a one-to-one basis, but you're connecting with someone who already has a client base and you can tap on that client base. So just to give you an example, you are a lettering artist who specializes in logotype design. So what about partnering with a branding agency who already has branding clients and offer your expertise to help them create custom logotypes for their branding project? So you as a lettering artist specialized in logotype design, you are tapping into a wide client base that this branding agency already has, and you are solving a recurrent problem or challenge which has to do with creating brands or creating word marks that stand out from the crowd, creating word marks that are beyond just using a font. You are solving a problem for them, which is recurring, which is, I need to create this logotype. I need this logotype to look different every time. So I have this lettering artist who can create a custom logotype, well crafted, beautifully done for me every time. I don't have to go around just scouting different logotype experts to create work for me. I just know that this person can deliver every time, and I will call them every time. That secures you a continuous relationship with this client, which allows you to tap into their client base. Another example of this, you are an illustrator and you love doing portraits. So you will partner or reach out to an event planner and you will offer them your services of live drawing for events. So this event planner trusts you, works with you on an ongoing basis because they know that you are great at doing live drawing at events, and they are, they have a client base of events and companies that organize events often. So you will be hired on a regular basis to do live drawing at events just because you have partnered with one client. So the work that you need to do is acquiring that one client, that one partner, which will connect you with several gigs. You see the power of this? So instead of doing one-to-one client outreach, you are optimizing your efforts of client outreach by finding these partners that connect you with several opportunities at the same time. Oftentimes, artists or aspiring artists, they believe that they need to have an agent to be able to do that. They need to have an agent who has a client base in order to tap into their client base. So this is the same concept, but instead of using or having an agent, you will be partnering with different service providers that have a client base that is relevant to you. And you as a service provider or as someone who creates a certain creative product, you are helping them solve something for their business. So the event planner, you are providing a solution for them that is interesting, that is fun for their clients, that every client loves to have someone doing live portraits for their guests in the event. So you are facilitating something for that event planner, and they already trust you. So you create this relationship that is bringing recurrent gigs your way. So remember about this. 3 strategies that you can use. First, never forget about tapping into your network. And the first person or institution you have to reach out to is your current or previous employer. Number 2, leveraging your existing client base. These are the people who trust you the most, have worked already with you. These are your warm leads. All you need to do is to stay in touch and to continuously get in touch with them and start conversations with them to see if they need your services at the moment. And strategy number 3, to partner with another service provider or creative who has a client base of potential clients for you and tap into their client base. So I hope these 3 strategies are going to help you land your next gig as a creative, as a graphic artist, as an illustrator, lettering artist. And I'm looking forward to see you on the next episode of Open Studio. If you love this episode, stick around because there's more episodes coming around the same topic. I'm creating a series now. So don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and see you on the next episode of Open Studio. Bye-bye. So this is it. I hope you loved this episode. You can find me, the host of the show, on social networks at Martina Flor on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you have a question or comments, go to martinaflor.com/podcast, where you can see previous episodes, find show notes, and send voice memos with your comments and questions. You can also watch these episodes on YouTube. Just go to martinaflor.com/YouTube to find them. You can, of course, listen to all our episodes on your favorite podcast platform. If you loved this episode, subscribe to this podcast. And if you leave us a review, it will help others find us. Thank you all for listening and see you in the next episode of Martina Flor's Open Studio. Bye-bye.